If you're interested to teach some things about thermionic emission and vacuum tubes, usually it's prohibitive because there are high voltages involved and a lot of circuitry, and it really is confusing to most students. But I've found a way to demonstrate the effect, and students can actually do an experiment understanding how a vacuum tube operates. If you use a brake light from a regular automotive system, either 6 or 12 volts, what we can do is we can actually create a plate circuit by taking the brake light filament and attaching it to a series of batteries so that we can actually get a flow of electrons. So we can get thermionic emission that comes out of the filament. The plate can be the other filament, and I've tied the other filament together with a line of 9-volt batteries connected together, so we have 36 volts. And so for 36 volts and a 12 volt or 6 volt supply, you can show the effects of thermionic emission and plate current. So in this case, as you notice, in the plate current, I have the batteries hooked up from the filament to the cathode, or to the plate rather, and you'll notice that there's no current flow, and I'm on the 200 microampere scale. And as soon as I apply a voltage and a current, we're up to about 30 or so microamperes of current from the filament to the plate. What's fun about this is that you can do a variety of experiments. One experiment you can do is adjust the plate voltage to determine what happens when we change the voltage. Now I've only got 27 volts, and if I attach the battery, I'm down to 26, 21 microamperes. If we go down to 18 volts, we're down to 11 or so, 12 microamperes. Only 9 volts, we're down even further. You can imagine what that might be. Also experiment with the filament voltage and current. So this was our original. I have about 30 or so microamperes. If I take one battery or one cell out at a time and reduce the amount of filament or thermionic emission, it will go down, and I can graph that result as a result of less and less thermionic emission, to the point where there's a cutoff, and if we get all the way down to about a few volts, we see there's no current. So nice experiment to be able to show that as electrons boil off and as we make the plate positive or the other filament positive, we can actually show a current flow between the elements, and that Edison effect of the electrons boiling off is a principle for the diode tube.